walking around Rockstar Mayhem, and who do I run into but the one and only Rita. Now, if you don't remember who Rita is, this is I don't know, would the term widow be Dime's widow? Okay, all right.
Tag.
Okay. I don't use it. You can use that. I won't use that. But all right. So now I got to say that I can't explain how happy I was to hear that you and Phil had reconciled. Is that?
Yeah. No. We exchanged a few emails and we bumped into each other in London. We're in the process of talking. Everybody has still little resentments towards each other as far as just things from the past. But as long as I think he stays the Philip that I know, there's always room in my heart for him. I love him. He's my family. So, and I would never want anything bad to happen to him. So.
Cool. I think it's, from what I, just as a fan, just watching DVDs and all that, my guess, what I would assume from that, and of course I'm just as a fan, is that Dime would want everybody to just kind of, rebuild bridges and hang out and, throw back a black-tooth grin, right?
Exactly. Daryl was probably the person that I know the most of that had the most forgiving nature. I mean, he had family members, of friends, that things that all of us have all done to each other, and he always, forgave. So, and there's not one person in our camp or in our whole family that hadn't had a problem that he didn't forgive. And some of them were really brutal, like the things with Philip and, the drug abuse and just stuff like that. But I know him, and I know that that's how he would be as well.
Cool. All right, now I just realized I still had my hat on, and that looks really dorky as hell, so I'm going to take that off.
It's quite sexy.
So, yes, thanks for pointing that out after. Shithead. So, all right. Now, so right now I see you're still involved in Dime business. You got the Dime merch going. What do you want to say about that?
Well, it was kind of something. Daryl started this company, Dimebag Hardware, and I have tons of his little drawings, designs, things that he wanted done. Of course, none of us expected any of what happened to him to have happened, but we get a lot of demand that people want his colors, they want to wear his swag, they want things that are associated with them. So that kind of took priority over what our initial vision was, but that will come as well. But it's just basically another one of his dreams that he wanted to come true, and that's all that we're trying to do is get it out there for everybody, for the love and the support. I know I get haters and I get people that don't, they're it's sad that you would try to make a buck off of someone who's not here, and that's not the case. That's really awful for somebody to say about someone else's family, But like I said, this was his vision was Dimebag Hardware. He started this company, and he gave me the most amazing life while he was here, and he still does. And I live and breathe what he is about every day, and I just want to continue,
Well, now, when I first saw that it happened and kind of the whole dust was trying to settle, it was like, we heard about, all this stuff leaks out to the internet now, and we see that, okay, in his will, so-and-so got this, so-and-so got that, so-and-so got that. And my feeling, because I have a woman that, backs me in ways that no sane woman would, and supports me and is always there behind the scenes, letting me take all the glory because she don't want it actually, but just helping me do what I want to do. You were kind of doing that for Dime, and my first thought, some people may send me hate mail now, is, God, I hope everybody's making sure his woman is being taken care of.
Thank you.
And so now is being in charge of taking over the Dime merch, is that kind of what you were left? Is that what you're...
Well, actually, Vinny and I are a 50-50 thing on our whole entity, as far as Daryl goes. We had a little bump in the road since I started talking to Philip. He's a little hot at me, but you know what? We're family, and I just hope someday he sees the light that I know Daryl is about, which is forgiving. And I know it'll come in time, as far as him not... not holding on to just something so bitter. You got to let go to continue on. You know, our issues and our little pettiness. It is petty. It's that's not the big picture. The big picture are all these people out here that love Daryl. You know, they're what matters, not who we're mad at or what. And that shouldn't be somebody else's burden. You know. And I think in time, I mean, we work on everything together. You know, I have all of his notes, all of his tapes, all of his videotapes. I mean, you know, I lived with him. I mean, you can only live with each other so much on the road, and you do have that significant other that you tell everything to, you know. And it takes both of us to make his legacy the best that it can be. You know, so, and that's what I'm about. I have no animosity, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I have I have a little brother actually that passed away, and I lost him, and you know, I could so easily pick some people to be really bitter at that. You know, you assholes stole my brother from me, and it's so easy to catch on. You know, and it's like I understand why he's so bitter, and especially him being right there a couple feet from, but. Yeah, but I don't think Dime would want it that way. You know, I think it'd be better. And not only that, but as a fan of...
It's easy to direct your anger, though, at the wrong people of how you feel. And, you know, Philip and Rex didn't murder Daryl, you know, and they would never have wanted that, you know, so... But it is very easy to vent your anger towards other issues as far as, I'm pissed off and resent him for becoming a jackass and being a drug addict, but I also... I'm a little sketchy on trusting him quite all the way yet, you know, because I've seen it happen so many times. But I know I saw him on that metal show, and just some of the things he's emailed me and some things that he's said. I know when I looked into his eyes, that's the Philip I know. Yeah. That's the stronger than all. Yeah. You know.
Well, and as a fan of Vinny's, and I actually was able to meet Vinny on their way up when they opened for Skid Row, and
I just had Sebastian as my house guest.
yeah. Well, I saw. And I got to say that, you know, God, man, for his own health, mental and physical.
Exactly.
You know, man, I'm hoping they can. And nothing I think would be more awesome. This is something that I kind of would love to see happen. I know a lot of fans would. Is if you had just one day where you did one big huge show, put it on DVD, and have all the guitar players that Daryl loved, all of his buddies, come in and do one song, and the rest of Pantera, one time only. And I know I'm not the only one that thinks of that at all.
I love it too, yeah. I would love to see the music that I know is done and in the can be what Daryl was, which is Pantera. I would love to see that come out with Rex and Philip on it. You know, who knows?
So in closing, what is in the future for Rita, for Dime merch, and what do fans have to look forward to, and what should they look out for?
Let's see. We're putting the final edits on Dime Vision 2. Have started Pantera 4. What else are me and Bobby Tongs are working on those things. So there'll be tons more video stuff. There's a lot of music, you know, that Daryl did individually himself, 4 tracks, 8 tracks, a lot of fun stuff with other artists that, you know, I think can see the light of day. As far as the merch goes, you know, I really, really would like to get into the stuff that he physically designed himself and put those out, you know, because I know I've said over and over that, you know, we have the drawings. I'd like those to become the hang tags so people can see what he wanted and see the final product, you know, that they came straight from him. But yeah, just to try to, I mean, you know, he touched me in a way that I just want it to touch other people. I want to share it with everybody too, you know, and if you want to support his colors and wear them proud, then come see us, you know, so, because we're out here.
Sweet, awesome. Well, I think it's great that, you know, I mean, it was so easy to have access for this interview, and you're walking around just like, everybody, and for the fans, and I think that says a lot about you as a person, so I thank you for that. And, you know,
I had the best teacher, you know.
There you go.
Also, you know, another thing that we do too is we raffle, you know, a guitar every time. But all of the money for, you know, certain items that we carry, like the bracelets, the raffle tickets, all that stuff, we're putting on another Dime Bash this year, which is December 8th at the Key Club in Hollywood. It'll be the second one that we do. But it's the first show I've done on that particular date. And all the proceeds out here, portion-wise, go to the Ronnie James Dio Cancer Fund. Just so everybody knows, come support, you know.
All right. Well, any final words for the fans out there, or just the viewers of Rock My Monkey TV?
Well, damn, Rock My Monkey TV, get you a bull. That's about it.
All right. Thank you very much. It has been an honor.
I appreciate it.